Hey guys, so I am Mary Katherine Gunn, your Alabama State President, and me and Miss Shelby Smith today are here today to help present Making Your Health Count, Put It Down, Choose Freedom. So here's us, and we are from Alabama and Wyoming. So a little bit about me. My name is Mary Katherine Gunn again. I am your Alabama State President currently. I'm a semi-professional photographer. I play guitar, ukulele, and mandolin. My favorite musician is Harry Styles. I love to read and I love to travel. I'm a 5-year FCCLA member and FFA member, and my favorite star event is Public Policy Advocate.
Hi guys, my name is Shelby and I'm from the middle of nowhere in Wyoming, about northeastern Wyoming. But I am a varsity volleyball player. I'm currently an outside hitter and I am one of our 3 team captains. I am a guitar and ukulele player, self-taught. I love lifting and yoga. I also love cities and traveling. And my favorite musician is Lorde. And I'm a 4-year FCCLA member, and my favorite star event is National Programs in Action, which we will be talking about that today.
All right.
So yeah, this workshop, we're going to be talking about tobacco and nicotine use, how it negatively affects your health, and opportunities to advocate for youth health. I do want to make a little disclaimer here that if you do participate in any of these activities, we're not here to judge you, but we are here to instead just educate you and encourage you to choose freedom from addiction. So I want you to ask yourself right now and just sort of think about this in the back of your head. How is your world? This is a health triangle, and your health consists of your physical, mental, and social and emotional well-being. So your physical health would be eating well and getting exercise and drinking water and just really taking care of your body so it can stay alive. And then your mental health is how happy you are and how you cope with stress, which is we'll kind of be talking about that in a minute. We're also analyzing your social and emotional well-being. So that's how well you communicate with other people, the relationships you have with your friends and your family and just people in your life, and really how healthy those are. And this is important because your health is the reason you're able to live. So that's why you may be asking yourself why it's important. But that is the health triangle. So I just want you to check in and see how each of those areas are doing. So here are some pressures that we face as youth. MK and I can testify to this because we also go through these struggles every single day. And essentially what leads us to nicotine use, and some examples of this are mental health struggles, the fact that we just endured a global pandemic, and well, we're still in a global pandemic, worldly issues, school stress, home instability, peer pressure, the want to live on edge, or just the want to be cool and fit in with the crowd and all of the people that do use nicotine. And tobacco and nicotine ads are directed at youth. We are a very vulnerable community and we are still developing, and we have to kind of recognize when we are being targeted, and obviously so much more and everything that you may struggle with as an individual. But we want you to know that there are better and more healthy ways to cope with these situations. So we'll be talking about this later in the workshop.
All right, so now we're going to talk about the physical, mental, and financial repercussions of smoking. So, smoking is the most preventable cause of death in the United States. Almost 1/3 of deaths from heart disease are due to smoking and secondhand smoke. Smoking is linked to about 90% of the cases of lung cancer in the US, and about half of US children ages 3 to 11 are exposed to secondhand smoke daily. On average, smokers die more than 10 years earlier than non-smokers. Some mental repercussions. People smoke as a form of self-medication or to ease feelings of stress, but research has shown that smoking actually increases anxiety and tension. Adults with depression are twice as likely to smoke than adults without. People with mental health problems such as schizophrenia, anxiety, depression are much more likely to smoke than the general population and are 50 times more likely to smoke heavier than someone without mental health problems. They die on average 10 to 20 years earlier than those who don't experience mental health problems and sometimes need a higher dose of their medication because smoking interferes with the way their medicines work. Some financial repercussions. Smoking related illnesses in the US cost us over $300 billion each year, including more than $225 billion for direct medical care, whether that be lung cancer, treatments because of smoking, anything like that. More than $156 billion in lost productivity, whether that be from you or someone who you know being interfered with secondhand smoke and not being able to work because of it. And lastly, Americans spend over $80 billion on cigarettes per year, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So Kira, this is Kira. She started smoking at 16. So in Florida, a pack of Marlboro Reds costs around $6.30 after tax. If Kira smokes a pack a day every day until she turns 82, she'll have approximately smoked over 23,640 packs of cigarettes since she started. That's roughly $150,000 wasted. So, what can you buy with $150,000 if you wasted? Well, you can buy 2,721 pairs of Vans, 136 iPhone 12s, or 6 2021 Chevy Camaros. And I would much rather have 6 Chevy Camaros than I would have lung cancer.
Absolutely. I would totally agree with MK. I just think that's really interesting, just how much you can get instead of lung cancer. But MK laying down the facts, very important. So earlier I was talking about the pressures that lead us to tobacco and nicotine use. So obviously that's not the route we want to go, and we want to avoid that at all costs. So MK and I, once again, as fellow teenagers and as fellow youth, we understand these problems, and we also have strategies to cope with them. So one of them is physical exercise. It's a great way to release stress and nurture your physical health. As I said earlier, I love to lift and do yoga, and I also play volleyball. But whatever it is for you that gets your body moving to physically release that stress is amazing. Nextly, slowing down is so important for your mental health. Whatever it is just needs to be taking time for yourself and realizing that your body and mind need to rest. So that could be meditation. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you're good, Shelby. Something like that for me is meditating. I love to write poetry. So that's another thing I love to do. Just like slowing down, listening to music. I love records. So listening to my records and just chilling out and like letting yourself rest. That's a super important healthy coping mechanism.
Absolutely. I 100% agree on that. Yeah, and just relaxing, like MK said, and taking time for yourself. Next, being creative. MK and I obviously both play some instruments, but it allows.
We hit all the points on that one.
Yeah, yes. But it allows you to be expressive and nurture your emotional health and take all of these negative pressures and create something that's beautiful. So that could be music, that could be drawing, that could be crafts, if you like to weld or sew, or that could even be writing or poetry, like what MK was talking about. And lastly, spending time with those you love is a great way to strengthen relationships with others and nurture your social health. So even though you want to spend time alone and isolate, it's so important to spend time with others and know that you are not alone. So that could be therapy for you, which is absolutely amazing and brave and amazing, just awesome. That could also be family time and strengthening your family, FCCLA Central Focus, finding supportive friend groups, and just making sure that you have a really strong support system. And over here, we have this little diagram, and it's pretty much everything that we just summarized, but just in a little circle. But Now on to advocating for FCCLA through FCCLA. FCCLA provides so many opportunities to advocate against tobacco and nicotine use, and we want to encourage you to advocate for youth health and against this ongoing issue. So one of these opportunities are national programs. FCCLA offers 8 of them, and one of them is Student Body. Student Body is a national program that encourages us to make responsible decisions about our mental and physical health. Over here, we have our units, and the first is the Healthy You, and we are empowering teens to make wise food and lifestyle choices. So that would directly relate to tobacco and nicotine use. We are encouraging you to not use it and instead choose to rely on those healthy coping mechanisms. That would also go along with the Fit You, empowering teens to take charge of their health and their level of fitness. The Real You, empowering teens to maintain positive mental health, and the Resilient You, empowering teens to live in ways that build emotional health. So I don't know if you noticed while I was going through those units, but those actually align directly with the health triangle that I started the workshop with. Positively benefits your health. Some of our partners here are Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, the Family Dinner Project, the Home Baking Association, Lead for Change, and the USDA. Another national program that we have is Stand Up. It helps members find their voices, advocate, and make positive impact. So this is really just you speaking up in your community and educating others about this issue. So assessing your current needs, that would obviously be tobacco and nicotine use in youth in your community. Educating others regarding concerns, so that would be laying down the facts, what MK did earlier. So if you want, you could totally refer back to those. Advocate so that they can make a difference now and in their future. Some of our partners for that are Career Safe Online, Growth Energy, and Poet. And so everything that I just talked about there, you can find in our takeaway, which is, I'm pretty sure you can find that through the Florida FCCLA Discord. But through advocating through FCCLA, you have the opportunity to earn lots of scholarships up to $1,000. So right there is just how you find the competitive events information. But one of these competitive events is National Programs in Action. And every year a scholarship up to $1,000 is offered for it. And all you have to do is go to your student portal and apply. Oh, yes. All of those are linked in the Florida FCCLA Discord. But in order to find everything as far as applying for this, these scholarships are in your student portal. And all you have to do is apply for those through the surveys portal, if I'm correct. If you aren't necessarily interested in scholarships, you could also compete in Public Policy Advocate. MK loves that. Or professional presentation. And if you guys have any questions about these events, MK and I have actually been involved in all 3, both combined. So just let us know if you have any questions as far as that goes.
And especially Public Policy Advocate, this is a great topic for this. All three of these national these STAR events are great topic. This is a great topic for, because you can cover a wide range of things. So now we're actually going to talk about some. So one of our big national FCCLAs is the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids. So the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids is a leading advocacy organization looking to reduce tobacco use and its deadly consequences in the U.S. and around the world. Through communications, policy advocacy campaigns, we promote the adoption of proven solutions that are most effective for reducing tobacco use and saving lives. So, Take Down Tobacco, which was a fresh take on Kick Butts Day, which started in the 90s, is a campaign it's a campaign to help young kids stand up against the tobacco industry and show what vapes and big tobacco do to kids. So this year's Take Down Tobacco National Day of Action was held on April 1st, and you can see some of the ideas of posters and flyers that they did, because a big thing this year is vaping. So one of the things they're trying to get passed in the House of Representatives is the ban of all flavored nicotine products, whether that be menthol or fruit flavored. And you can see, especially in these posters, like flavors hook kids. Tobacco should be cheap nor sweet. And they're also trying to raise taxes on tobacco to get it out of the hands of kids, because one of the highest factors of kids starting to vape or starting to smoke is the flavors. I want to thank y'all for coming. If y'all have any questions, we'd love to answer them. Let me get this obnoxious Kahoot lobby music to turn off real quick. There we go.
I love the little thingy it gives you.
Oh, yes.
Yes, little
Cute. That's new. I hadn't seen that.
I have a question for both you guys really quickly. Why is this topic so important to you? Since you guys are still in high school, why is it important to you to be an advocate for this?
Shelby, do you want to go first? Let me go first.
Yes. I know of a lot of people directly affected by this issue. Not only risking their mental health and their financial health and just their social and emotional health, and really just tearing apart relationships because of it. I've seen a lot of it happen within my school, and it's just really a sad thing to watch, because there's so much potential in these people, and just so much for them to offer. And I really just see them being taken advantage of by tobacco and nicotine use. So just, I don't know, helping them be the best versions of themselves and letting them know that there are better things for them is something I'm really passionate about.
Yes. And feeding off Shelby, mine's almost just like that. I have a couple of really good friends that used to struggle with tobacco addiction, specifically vapes, and seeing what it did to both because both of them are very, very big like athletes. Seeing what it did to their productivity over time, like they're not able to run as fast, they're not able to score as many goals, run as many bases. Seeing how it's taken them from this perspective where they could have had a college scholarship playing baseball or basketball or football, to where they can't even get around the bases anymore because their lung function isn't what it used to be. So seeing what that did to my friends especially, that's one of the reasons I'm a really big advocate about this. Yeah. Oh, no, any other questions?
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys do come up with more questions in the future that you just can't think about right now, our Instagrams are actually linked on the takeaway in the Florida Fccla Discord. So if you have a question, or if you just about life in general, you can go ahead and ask us.
Be friends.
Yeah, just be friends, to be honest. We would love to meet you guys.
All right, well, we're gonna let you go. We are so glad you joined us. We hope you got something from this today. Again, if y'all have anything that you'd like to ask us or any questions, please feel free to shoot us a DM on Instagram. We'd love to talk to you. All right, y'all have a good
day.